Hey guys, welcome to my channel Rewind That. It's your girl Miss K. If this is your first time coming across my channel, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe if you like the vibe and hit that notification bell so you know when we go live. Hey everybody, Savannah, Troll Farm, Eric, and I think that's it. What's going on? Don't start yet. I'm about to get off of work. 7:50, Eric. That was at 7:50. So let's get the girls in here. I don't know if you're still here, Eric. I do apologize. But we start at 8:05. Well, it's 8:07 now. So let me get my ladies in here. Moochie.
Hey everybody.
Hens,
What's up?
Nita, your favorite diva.
Hey, you guys.
What's happening, everyone? Hi, Damian Robinson.
Yeah.
What's going on? Eric is here. Hey. So how's everybody doing? How's everybody's Sunday going?
I'm good.
That's
good.
Good. I had a great Sunday.
Oh, that's
okay.
If you follow me on Instagram, you already know.
Huh?
I said if anybody follows me on Instagram, you probably already know.
Doing
it. All right, so we are going to talk. First of all, I'm going to start off with the soundtrack. They were doing it, all right, with the soundtrack this season. And it was all thanks to Ruth because, she was bumping all of the, the 90s hip hop, the Illmatic, and she was bumping I Had It or Wu-Tang. I'm like, girl, you just doing it, ain't you?
She started with the Illmatic.
Mm-hmm.
Nas classic.
Yeah.
Streets
she was doing her thing. So I definitely wanted to start off with that. But today's format, what we're gonna do is we're gonna Eric Ivins said my favorite part was when the mom played Sam Cooke. Yeah, I like that. And I also like at the end how they had Love and Happiness on there. Hey Legacy. So Love and Happiness was how they went out. And I was like, oh, they got some songs on here. Somebody got some soul behind this thing. Hey Karen. Hey Art Love. All right. So the format of tonight's show, guys, this is the series finale. I'm sorry, this is the series finale was, the last episode, but this is the final season. Okay. So we're gonna talk what is it? I'm sorry. I don't know why I can't get my thoughts together. Let me get it together real quick first.
We're going to do characters first, right?
We're going to start off by doing the characters. That's how we're going to do it. We're not going to do like scene by scene or nothing like that because we're doing the whole thing. As you guys can see, I just wanted to mention, because I almost forgot about this. I normally don't do stuff like this, like say talk about super chats or super thanks or anything like that. But there is a new thing called super thanks. So if you even miss a live, you can actually, and even on a regular video, you can actually donate to the channel if you like, and it's called Super Thanks. It's a little button. I noticed that on my phone you can't see it. Like if you were going and you watch my video, one of my videos or something like that, you'll see you kind of have to scroll over. So maybe if you're looking at it from your computer or something like that, it might be right there. But it's a little heart with a dollar sign, inside the heart. And so that's if you wanted to donate anything. It's kind of like a super chat, but it's not, because it's, it's after you watch the video or something. So I just wanted to put that on there. But thank you anyway. Like I said, it's not required, but thanks so much for, the support. Okay. So now let's get into this. So we're going to start off with our lovely lady, Darlene. So Darlene, she's always been a mess. She's always been, somebody that you really shouldn't play with. Hey, Little Rock. And so I kind of put this particular scene in there because Frank Sr. came in like just talking all of this crap. And I said, yo, she was quiet. And as soon as she went back there, I said, this man is dead. I just freaking knew it. So, Moochie, you could talk about Darlene this season and, whatever you want to say, your thoughts on her.
she was reckless. She was trying to control Wyatt, and she was succeeding. She succeeded because he followed her to her destiny. But she didn't take heed to anything anybody was saying. She got Darlene tried to she tried
Hey,
I can't
LSW.
get the names right. She tried to warn her.
Who, Ruth?
That she made a big mistake, Ruth. Ruth tried to warn her. She didn't take heed to that. Then Marty warned her before Ruth did. And it was just like she was just out of control.
Yeah, she's been out of control.
Yeah, she's been out of control. She marches to her own tune, and if you're not getting on board and flowing with her, she don't care.
Mm-hmm. When she first killed that first cartel dude, you know, who's that? The actor Masai, Eastside Morales or whatever. I forgot who he played, but when she blew his face off, I knew that lady was crazy. I knew that lady was crazy. All right. And we saw how she did with her husband, but that was because it was kill or be killed. She knew he was going to kill her. She knew it. And she said, I'm taking you out first. I'm not going to allow you to kill me. And that's why she did it. And I was mad that she won over him, to be honest, because I wanted her to go. But she knew what was the deal. She knew what he was about to do. But Nita, you can go ahead now.
As far as Darlene, I thought for the most part she was protecting herself. Like she didn't have any cut cards about it. Like I said, if she felt threatened, even when she went on to do Tommy's father, I can't think of his name, but
Frank Sr.
Frank Sr. When she went to do him, it was only because he was threatening her and her family. And so I don't understand how everybody keeps thinking that people can just get away with threatening and don't think that you're going to do anything. Like, yeah, she has acted reckless and yeah, she has done things or whatever, but for the most part, I feel like she is one of them people you don't mess with. And if you want to call her psycho, then call her psycho. But she does have a thing about her, and you know how women have to be in this man world. You have to be tougher than, just your average bear. So, I mean, she was psycho. I knew her end was coming. And listen, when Frank Sr. came in there talking all that jazz, I already knew. Because I think from the time that she went, when she was hospitalized, and she, I thought Wendy was going to let her die and all that stuff. We knew that she was going through something. Her mind was in a different space or whatever. And so it was like something had clicked in her mind, and she is not taking nothing. So,
right.
Hey, I mean,
but
too bad for Wyatt. Too bad.
Yeah. But look what she is crazy. She doesn't even think it's like I don't like what you said to me, so I'm gonna blow your head off. I mean, like she did it to the poor driver. The poor driver came, and I mean, look, he was out of line, and he talking about, basically like he gonna do something for a fee or whatever, but she didn't have to kill the man. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, you gotta understand that Frank Sr. already let this woman live when she shot his son's penis off. This is the mob. So for her to be still skating off without consequences, he had enough. Like, I've been trying to work with you already. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I get him coming in. First of all, him coming into their own house and saying all of this stuff, like that was very risky. But okay. I'm just saying, she still is crazy. I'm not taking that. I'm not retracting that at all. That lady is crazy.
Yeah,
right. Which is the reason why
either. I'm not saying,
the
but
reason why Wyatt wanted to get the heck away from her.
If a man was protecting himself, I don't know. He's revered. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talk about people like Tommy. Tommy's my boy, and all this stuff, and all the reckless stuff that he's done, and all the things that he's done.
I don't praise
He-
that at
he's
all.
not talked about like that, and he's just, and he's still alive. So there you go. So anyway.
Okie dokie. So you saw that she was gonna blow him away. And so now we got Ruth. She gotta go and tell Frank Jr. what the heck is going on. And it's like, she lost her father. So she's trying to kind of be there for him and everything. And she's like, just give a few days so that, before you do what you gotta do, just give it a few days, because she wants to get her cousin out of there as well. And so in the meantime, we got Wendy, and we're still on Darlene right now. We got Wendy who, she's calling Child Protective Services, on Darlene about
She's
Zeke.
ridiculous.
Okay, and so then we have Wyatt, who he's trying to make his exit plan, and he's talking to 3, and he's trying to figure out like how is he gonna tell Darlene. And to be honest, guys, I thought that especially when Wyatt was talking to Ruth, I thought he was gonna die. As soon as characters start talking about getting away and moving away from the life and all of that stuff, you already know what's gonna go on. But I thought it was Darlene that was gonna kill him. Because I'm like, Darlene is not gonna take it well. She probably gonna be like, "You trying to leave me?" All of this stuff. And so I was like, "All right now." So that didn't happen because as he was trying, 3 is telling him just go in there and be more aggressive like like Ruth, and that was a kind of little cute, funny part. So when he goes home, what happened? She's crying and they're going to take Zeke away and all of this stuff. So now he feels like, I don't want Zeke to be taken away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to propose. And this was kind of a nasty scene to me. I'm sorry. I just thought it was disgusting. The whole kissing,
the whole relationship is disgusting. Let's make that clear.
All right. Yes. Thank you for the super chat, Eric. He says, was mad about how they left the show off with so many unanswered questions. Right. So exactly. I don't appreciate that either, but we're going to talk about that towards the end. Yeah. So you can talk about this, Moochie, everything that I talked about so far, if you want to like add on it to anything.
I was like, no, don't marry her. Ew. He was like, what? And then they told her she couldn't come to the wedding.
Right.
They told her she couldn't come to the wedding. That was crazy.
Oh man. Right. So this is him, he's in love with her. I don't know how this happened, guys, but he is in love with her. Tro Farm says that, hey, Ronald. Tro Farm says Darlene was disgusting. All right.
Look, and so many people agreeing to it too.
Yes.
Like I'm not taking up for her.
Yes. And look at the green. That's what I'm saying. I was just like, oh my, this is gross. And I was thinking about the actors. I was like, how can they? It's
I don't
amazing.
know, but they the ill with the question mark. Ill?
It's amazing. Right. So, for me, wrapping up with Darlene, she was just killing folks left and right. And, she's just someone that she should have got what she needed to get after killing that cartel dude. So,
the cartel dude? You talking about Javi?
No, I'm talking about the one from the fort. Okay. Yeah, when she blew his face off. That was a real no right there. So now that this dude Wyatt done proposed to Darlene, so now Ruth has to go up there and tell Frank Jr., can you please hold off? Like just give it some time. Just don't do it for me. Whatever. And so he's like, she shot my PB off and she killed my dad. And you expect me to not do anything? Like, nah, that doesn't work. And so, Moochie, did you want to say anything about this particular scene where she had to like call off the dogs?
He backed off though.
Yeah.
He backed off. I don't want to go too far ahead. He backed off, but he was going to help her too afterwards. He was going to help Ruth.
Yeah, when we get to our Ruth segment, we're gonna dive more in.
Okay.
into that. So
Yeah,
you want?
I'm glad he listened to it. It seemed like they was gonna end up hooking up though. I thought they was. Because
Yeah,
it seemed like they had some sort of a understanding, even though he don't got no PP. But
he does. He does. They fixed it. You remember the joke that they
Just
said?
was
They
probably missing
said
a couple of inches, but
no. They said that he's more. It's a little more now.
oh, so he
Like
has
you.
some kind of
Mm,
prosthetics done.
mm-hmm.
Uh
He
oh.
said he's a little more blessed,
I
honey.
thought they was going. I thought they was going to hook up though. I did.
Mm. Hey, Star. So, how you go from Marty's daughter to Darlene? Listen, these kids are lost, and they don't have anybody. It's a lot with them. It's really a lot. When people have these kind of situations that they grow up in, there's no telling who they're gonna fall in love with and for what reason, or who they're gonna be with and for what reason. Like, you just never know, man.
And
Never
it's
know.
funny that Troll Farm mentions that how she go from Marty's daughter to that. Because
Mm-hmm.
every time Marty's daughter came around, Darlene was like lurking in the corner to see what they
Mm-hmm.
talking about, and then she'll ask them a whole bunch of questions. And she felt intimidated by that girl.
Yeah. She probably knew it. She did, because she remember when he sent her away. I mean, when she sent him away for the custard or whatever, and she never even came back.
Mm-hmm.
So that was for that whole, can you please take the signs of Ben down? And no, she didn't. So, I mean, he tried. So, all right. So now our second person that I wanted to talk about, and this is really, really quickly. We're going to all say whatever we have to say, and then boom, we're going to move on. But my second person I want to talk about is Maya the Fed. Now, I didn't like the way she turned out to be. So, Moochie, you could go ahead and start with that.
First of all, if we talk about the whole season 4, she messed them over when she went and arrested
Omar.
Omar.
Yeah, when she arrested him, that threw a monkey wrench in their whole program.
Mm-hmm. And she did it without. She basically went rogue. She was being
she went
insubordinate.
rogue.
Mm-hmm. So then they shut her out. So, did you want to say anything with this? I thought you was finished. I'm sorry.
It looks like her and the tall lady, I forgot her name, the one that she got killed last season.
Helen,
yeah. Mm-hmm. It looked like her ex-husband was trying to hook up with her, but I don't know if he was doing that just to get more information out of her.
That was not her ex-husband. That's Mel, the private investigator.
Okay, yeah. I thought, wasn't he?
He was trying to get a signature. He was trying to get a signature, and he has his own segment too. But he was trying to get a signature for Helen's husband because he wanted a divorce, and they can't find Helen. And we gonna talk about him soon. So, but that was a whole hot mess that got under my skin as well. So, oh my gosh. Did you want to say anything else, or can I pass the mic?
You can pass it.
Go ahead, Nita.
Yeah, I really didn't like the way her character kind of panned out. Like, I was kind of like crossing my fingers for her, because she was pregnant and all, and I was like, oh my God, I hope she's not putting herself in harm's way. The cartel, all this stuff, because these people, these entities will throw you under the bus just as fast as they can. So I was always worried about her, and then when she kind of made the call to do that, I knew all of this was going to go downhill. So I did not like her character. It just kind of left me on a sour note. And as far as what Eric Iverson said about the unanswered questions, like with the Tommy character, Frank Jr. and her character, I felt like they were kind of not left open, but I just felt like they was kind of left kind of unresolved a little bit. So I guess we'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, she's one of those characters that just kind of fell off or whatever. So
yeah. Hey, Cinnamon, and
Yeah.
hey, Brillo.
very much.
Cinnamon said her character was disappointing. Yeah, the way she turned out to be, especially when Marty kind of went to her and was like, "Listen, I want to take you up on that offer," because you know she was trying to say that Marty would probably have to do a little jail time, but then she was interested in bringing him on, you know, as some part of the team with the FBI because she said he was good at it, and she said no, that any offer that we had before
It's off the table.
is off the table because I'm just, you know, I just look at you now as a regular criminal. So it's like she turned on him as if he knew the feds was gonna do what they did. You know what I mean? And it was just like I don't know. I just didn't like the whole thing that she was doing. It got on my nerves.
Right.
So okay, hold on. Yeah. So next we have I think I could just go and show you. We're gonna talk about Jonah. Okay. Sorry,
He was
guys.
just fed up with his mother.
Yeah, just doing a whole bunch. You could start Moochie. I mean, not Moochie. Nita, you could start off with how you feel about Jonah.
Yeah, Jonah's character is so complex and complicated for me. I understood where his anger came from. I understood all of that. I really did. But I really, at the center of it, I still didn't understand some of the decisions that he was making because I felt like, you know, it just wasn't like he really wasn't putting the family first. However, comma, I still have this thing where he was kind of rebelling against the bad decisions that the mother and the father, like what was happening. And, you know, things is happening. You really can't think these things out. You making decisions off the cuff. You trying to move chess pieces and all these things or whatever. And I think just as a child's mind, I don't think that he really understood what was really at stake and like how he kept on throwing monkey wrenches and how he was so complex. But I'm gonna give him a pass because he's a kid or whatever. But I didn't really like the way how his character kind of,
yeah,
it felt like they was like battling against each other and it wasn't like a united front, and it just created so many more problems and stuff like that. So
right, go ahead, Moochie.
I feel like he was doing that because he seen how foul his mother really was. Because he's home all the time. He's home all the time, so he see the whole inner workings with Marty and Wendy. And he sees that she's like the puppet master with all of this. He even says something like that to that effect. Or I think the daughter said it.
Yeah.
But he didn't like the way she got down. She was doing a lot of little dirty stuff.
It was really go ahead.
Go ahead,
No, go ahead. Because he's still
I said she was doing a lot of little dirty stuff. And then when he started working on his own with her shutting off the power downstairs. And Marty wasn't even for that. He was like, but it was like he had no voice. I'm like, you're the man of the house. Why are you not like putting her in check? I just didn't understand that. I know he's a kid and everything, but you basically taught him.
Yeah.
Look, let him look at everything to make sure he don't get caught. Because he look, regardless, he went and did it anyway. He went and got his own hotel room and was getting busy doing his stuff.
He went on to the other side, started working with Ruth and everything. And hey, Cinnamon, Reggie made a really good point. He said Jonah was distant and without emotion like his dad. He was like that from season 1. Right, but at the same time, and that's really good. I like that how you caught that, but he was still acting out because he found out that his mother had Uncle Ben killed. That was the turning point for him.
Yeah.
So
once he found out she had something to do with it.
But start at the beginning of the story. What the hell did Ben do? They had threatened to kill the whole family.
Hold on, one at a time, please.
Didn't Helen threaten to kill the whole family? So Jonah was acting out. Wendy made a decision, but whatever decision was she gonna make?
Who made a decision?
Wendy made the decision to allow her brother, after he done blew up the spot and acted a total ass. I mean, excuse me, a butthole. And then, like, I mean, after warning, after warning, after warning, after warning. So, like, a lot of people always talk about the reaction of the person, but you have to kind of start at the beginning of the story, and it was a snowball effect. And like I said, I felt like Jonah was fighting against the family when the family is trying to save the family. And yeah, it's going to be, if you act out, if you go against the cartel, if you go against doing things like that, there are consequences to that. And then it feels like people want to just mull over all of that and just like, oh, well, he just did that because. But yeah, no, I don't know whatever choices they had in that whole thing. I'd like for somebody to enlighten me, but
he had, first of all, he was out of line with a lot of things that he did. Even though some of this stuff is like, okay, you understand what the heck is going on, but he was out of line. You know, him talking all the business. He knows a lot about what the family is into and the dangers. So for him talking and snitching and going to Darlene and telling her stuff and then going over there and doing the books for I don't feel like him doing the books for Ruth was a bad thing, because Ruth wasn't going to double cross Marty and stuff like that. But it's the whole thing where he's telling Darlene, and even told Darlene about the sheriff situation, how the sheriff was killed. It was just a lot. And I just think that, you know, Marty really dropped the ball with this whole situation. You know, he had no freaking balls at all. Like, you just sitting back and you letting this kid get a hotel. Like, I don't give a daggone what kind of rebellion this kid is kind of trying to do. He's 14. Do something. Like, you see the mother's calling the kid. He's going downstairs. Oh, can you drop me to the hotel? And Charlotte's over there talking about, sure. No, you don't go to no freaking hotel. Don't you see what happened as soon as the father freaking found out about that? He was able to take them to court and everything, because you shouldn't have your child living in a hotel. So Marty was just kind of sitting back with everything. I can't totally agree with what what's her name, Wendy did, you know, where she was trying to get him arrested and everything. She did try to cover the tracks and say, you know, he won't get jail time, right? Like, she tried to make sure that wasn't going to happen, but she was desperate to try to, you know, reel him back in. But it's just like,
that pushed him away even more.
She was doing it on her own though. Like, Marty was just left her out there, like, whatever.
As far as Jonah, I feel like Marty really should have really taken the reins with him, because Jonah is a lot like Marty. And so I think that if Marty could get Wendy to shut her damn mouth, then maybe he could try to get a hold of Jonah and try to like reel him back in, because I felt like he did somewhat listen to his father. Maybe not a lot, but at the same time, I think Wendy felt like Marty wasn't doing enough, and she kept trying to jump in there and trying to, like, if you don't get him, he's gonna be gone. So she kept on trying to, because he wasn't doing enough, she was overcompensating, trying to do more. It's complicated. I don't know, but yeah, it's complicated. Like I said, he's a complicated, complex character, and I really wish Marty could have stepped up a little bit more, because I think he would have listened to his father more so than his mother. He was totally mad at his mother. It was a no for everything that she was trying to do. It was just a no.
Because he discovered how she was lying about you killed your own brother. He even questioned his sister about that. Would you kill me if we was in business together?
Right.
And she was like, no, I wouldn't do that. And she asked, he asked his sister that. And everything was like cause and effect. You had the brother, he was doing the craziness where he blew up the spot at that fundraiser. Then when he went, do you have like a little segment where you talking about the brother or no?
A little. I mean, it's not really a segment. It's more like, no, you can go ahead, because it's not really a segment. It was more of, what did you guys think of the flashback? So, but you can talk about him. So
with that, I'm not going to touch on the flashback, but I feel like the brother was doing too much, and then once Ruth got him out of the crazy house, that's when everything went awry.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
he was out of control because he was off his meds.
Right. I mean, this is TV, so I would, but I mean, in real life, it's like you're going to try to do everything you can to protect your sibling from, that situation. But as far as a fictional show goes, it's like they knew who they was messing with, the cartel, and the brother was just running his freaking mouth and he could not help it. And who knows where he would have went to and continued to run his mouth. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Exactly.
But it was just it was tough. It was a terrible situation. She should have never let him stay there, to be honest. But Reggie said that Jonah showed the most emotion in his weird way for Buddy and Ben. Losing both of them messed him up. I'd love to see a sequel about a grown-up Jonah. He could be like Ben Affleck in The Accountant.
Yeah,
I've never seen The Accountant.
That's a good analogy.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Star Alexander had a good comment too.
I think Marty was just too occupied trying to keep them alive and keep up with Wendy's plans that Jonah just wasn't a priority. Yeah, we're going to talk about that too when we get to our Marty segment. So I think I don't know if that's next or not, but we'll just have to see. But you see Wendy right here, she's saying like, where's the united front? Like I need your help with this kid. You see what the heck is going on? I'm trying to keep him safe. He's not really safe out there. It's better to have him close and all of this stuff. So she was a little desperate to try to get Jonah back. And I think
Marty was kind of mad at Wendy because she sucked him back into this life. He was ready. He was making an exit before all of this, and she got them in even deeper.
Yeah, they were doing. I mean, he was doing the books. Marty
they had like two different agendas. Like
she was doing too much.
Yeah, and so she had her own agenda and she was doing other things and she was getting him all tangled up. All he was trying to do is do this and get out. And then she was trying to get all this power and all this trying to control. I'm not going to go there, but I'm just saying, like, when you start getting to the political ring, you get a little bit more control. Then you can hide things from people. You can shield them.
Yeah, that's what she was
trying to do.
Yes,
she was trying to link all of them together, the political world and the underworld.
Exactly.
All right, so this is still a part of Jonah's little segment here where this idiot decides to say, oh yeah, I forgot your mother told me not to say anything. Like, so this is how he found out that the mom came up in there and she's the one that made the flag from the outside. And remember that there was a flag on his software and then daddy had to come fix it. I kind of feel like that was oh my gosh, what's his name? Marty's moment to say, I'll fix this, but then you got to come home. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't doing anything. And it's like, what is going on? The whole parenting situation with this whole thing with Jonah, it was just off. Yeah. I'm sorry. It was off.
They just let him go. I guess their problems was too big to handle the kids' problems, but the kids' problems, they made problems for them up top too. So
yeah,
it was a lot.
It was a lot.
It's complicated. And so like a lot of times when people don't understand the different dynamics of what's going on, and I don't know, it just be it be a lot. So that's why a lot of times I try to have empathy for other people on different sides because people don't know what you're dealing with on the other side of things. So
yep. So now we got Marty. We're talking about Marty. We already kind of was talking about him a little bit, but Marty just, in a nutshell, I would say that he was just way too laid back. Just, but he one thing about Marty is that he'll voice his opinion. No, we can't do that. It's not good, this and that. But he's just not he's not forceful with it. And he just kind of lets this chick run the heck over him. Like, no, we're not doing this. We're not doing that. And Charlotte can see it, she can see that she was very uncomfortable with him going to Mexico and all of that stuff. And so it's like, I don't even, when he sat down and she was talking to him, that this is what you were saying, Moochie, about saying that he's doing everything to please the mother and all that stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm. I
And
think just when they had that conversation.
Yeah, and so she was basically telling him that, you know, she said he's been a lot. I mean, the mom, like, she's been a lot lately. You know, that's kind of what they were talking about. She's been a lot. Let me see. I'm trying to do this. So now he finally tells her what's going on, because she went and she joined forces with Camilla, like she partnered up with her, and Marty was very pissed off about this. So now he's talking to the daughter and he's saying that, you know, when I went to Mexico and I told you everything went well, it didn't go well, because you remember when he made Arturo confess to the hit on Omar, and that really wasn't him. And I knew it because they were I knew that Arturo was the one that was behind, maybe, you know, skimming some money or whatever, or skimming some drugs, whatever he was doing, but he didn't have the hit. And I kind of knew it because I felt like Camilla just gave Marty a person, you know. Sorry, my voice is shook. He gave Marty a person and he just went right with it. So now Marty is feeling all you know, he's feeling remorseful and he's feeling guilt. And so, you know, this is when Charlotte is telling him, you know, she's been a lot for weeks. So I know that you're mad because she did something, you know. So we're just going to go over this whole little conversation in this scene, and we can just click through. So, and remember what I said to you about the Mexico trip. Mm-hmm. You know, he's just trying. She's like, I know you went to Mexico just to make her happy. And he's like, you know, your mom, she wants to be in the driver's seat, and that's all right. But she is freaking driving us off a daggone cliff. So, yeah, Moochie, you can go ahead and talk about this scene and also just Marty, period.
It was to the point where she left school.
Mm-hmm. Remember, so that was for the mom.
Huh?
She left school for the mother.
Yeah. She left school to run the casino.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she did a lot of things for the family. She was like one of the like a team player, but she felt like her mother was going too far with stuff.
Right. But what do you have to say about Marty? Because this is the Marty segment.
I feel like she was telling him to have a backbone, but it was like it went in one ear and out the other. He wasn't even. It was like he wasn't paying attention to her.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was like, just like I'm trying to, you know, get us out of here where we all get out alive. Right. And I think that was basically his main priority. But it was just like Wendy kept digging him deeper and deeper in it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Samara. Go ahead, Nita.
Yeah, Marty. You know, Marty pretty much set the tone for me in the beginning in season 1, when he was actually looking at his wife having an affair with somebody else, and how he kind of handled that. So yeah, that kind of like set the tone for me, and I kind of knew what type of person Marty was. However, he's very, very smart, very intelligent, very cerebral. Like, I like the way his mind thinks. Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, he just doesn't have the whole take charge type of thing. And unfortunately, sometimes when, you know, you're paired with someone, you have one person that's stronger and one person that's not. And that's what that dynamic looks like with this. And Wendy just ended up being that woman that kind of, like they said, drove them right over a cliff because of, you know, sometimes people have these ambitions and things like that, and sometimes it's not for the best thing. Like, you would think, yeah, wanting to be in the political arena is a good thing, but sometimes it's not. It's to the detriment to whatever else is going on. And so I just really wish Marty could have got a hold of Wendy a little better. I felt like at sometimes he didn't even try. Like, I was just like, try, like, say something. Like, he would, like, a lot of times he would just be sitting in the scene, and he would just look just like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he just wouldn't. I mean, I guess he'd be thinking and processing things, but he just, I mean, I don't know.
I love Jason Bateman, by the way.
He's good. I love him so much.
Yeah.
I love him. He's good in comedic
Yes,
things,
everything.
and he's also good in dramatic things.
Yep.
I love Jason Bateman.
Mm-hmm.
But he was really good. He was the director of a lot of these episodes. Kudos to him. I think he even wrote a couple of episodes. He did a really good job. I just think he was stuck between a hard place and a rock. You know, sometimes when you try to buck up sometimes and that's not your character, it's not going to be met with anything either. So like you can try, but I don't know how far that's going to go. But you know what I'm saying? I just wish he would have did a little bit more, especially when it came to the kids. If he understood where he was with Wendy, I really wish he would have shifted his focus over to the kids, because apparently Wendy got it. So go ahead and try to figure out your kids, get your kids together and try to make the best of things. But, you know, he was just like stuck. I don't know. I feel so bad.
Yeah. So Star Alexander says Marty was probably scared to let emotions go, to let his emotions go and do something, because then he might just completely unravel. He had to stay kind of numb for self preservation. Now look at this. Speaking of that, this is the scene where, look, they went to the freaking hospital, right? And they was talking to Omar, and then they were and then Camilla was up there as well. And without talking to Marty, Wendy was like, how would you feel if she said to Omar, how would you feel if Camilla took over and, you know, took Marty's place as your emissary in Mexico? And he's like, oh, I think, you know, Omar's like, yeah, I think that'd be a good idea and everything. And, you know, Camilla's over there trying to act like she's innocent. Oh, anything to help. By the way, I actually absolutely love her freaking like deep voice. Oh my gosh, I love it. So anyway, she's like, anything to help and all of this stuff. You know, she know this part of her plan the whole daggone time. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, I don't have a segment for Camilla, but as soon as they showed her face, I knew it was a problem. I said they were talking. I said they brought up his mother. Oh, this is my sister's son, this and that. And I said, okay, that's fine. That's
when you saw her face.
But when they showed her on screen, I said, there's a problem.
Y'all remember?
But even he knew it was a problem when she came to visit him in jail.
What you say, Nita?
No, I said she played on Queen of the South.
Oh, I heard. My sister told me that today. I didn't know that. I didn't know that, so I wasn't even thinking about that, because I just felt like if they're showing somebody always remember that somebody that they spoke about that you never saw, and then all of a sudden you see that person on screen. They bringing them in for something. It's gonna be some drama, and that's exactly how it was. And I was like, this lady is gonna be a problem. Well, now what was you saying, Moochie? Oh wait, hold on.
Watch out.
Yeah, because all right. So when she came in, so now she's like, they said yes, that's a good idea, and they said so she turns to Marty, knowing she did not have a discussion with him about this, and she said, so don't you think that'd be a good idea, Marty? And he's like, yeah, sure. Like, you know, she kind of just put him on blast. What is he supposed to say? No, I don't think it's a good idea, this and that. You know what I'm saying? And so he is pissed off as they're driving, and he don't want to talk to her. And she's like, I did this for you so that you wouldn't have to go back there and all of this, so that the cars are beeping and all of this stuff. And then he gets pissed off, and he just takes out all his rage on this guy. Like,
I'm going crazy on him.
So yes, like, I'm so freaking pissed off. This woman is just driving me crazy. I need to lose it on somebody. And so he decides to lose it on a total stranger.
Sure, she was going crazy too.
Talk about misdirected anger.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And she was kind of looking at him like, what is
Look at her face. Yeah, she was worried.
Yes, that's right. Totally loses it. Okay. Karen Jones said her name was also Camilla on Queen of the South.
Okay.
So, are we done with the Marty? Did anybody want to say anything else about Marty? I mean, we could always go back to Marty. We talking about. I'm just saying, as far as the little segment goes, we can talk
Poor
about him
Marty.
later. Some
Just
more.
poor Marty. That's all I can.
Oh my gosh. So the next person that we're gonna talk about is Javi, freaking crazy behind. You know, this man is just he's a loose cannon. And when the uncle even said that he believed that his nephew would kill him, that was like that basically confirmed for me that this kid might do that. Sorry, if the uncle doesn't do it first. That's all I kept saying. You better, if you know that he can kill you like he would, then you need to get rid of him.
And he was saying it for a long time that like my nephew will kill me.
Or he kept saying certain things like he was saying that how he's not like when it comes to leadership and all that, like and thinking and all that stuff, like he be screwing things up.
Yeah, he's
and
not.
When he was,
okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was saying he was saying that he wasn't strategic. He's like a hothead. He's like but he did absolutely say exactly what Moochie said, that he was going to kill him.
Yeah,
he felt like his nephew was going to kill him to take over. You know, just because he was ambitious and he was just like a hothead or whatever like that. I'm sorry to cut you off.
It's okay. Yeah. So, did you want to finish saying anything about this crazy guy?
He was crazy as hell,
reckless, you know.
But he was cute though. I thought he was sexy. I thought he was actually going to last longer than what he did. So when Ruth did that, I was like, "Y'all kill Javi."
Yeah, kill him, girl. Kill him.
Look at how he took Darlene and Wyatt out.
He was just
I'm saying he didn't deserve it. He said
he was gonna try to talk. He didn't even let her explain anything. He was just like, bap, bap.
Right.
He ain't trying to hear it. I came to do a job, and that's that.
Right. But you know how you have these enemies and these villains, and you think they're gonna last a little bit longer because they killed them off so soon in the second half of the fourth season. We had like 7 more episodes left, and I was like, oh. Who's going to be the, but it was, I guess it was just like the fallout and, all the stuff that kind of happened afterwards. So,
yeah, because then it brought in Camilla. If they didn't kill him off, then that whole Camilla situation wouldn't have been, you know what I mean? That was to basically move her in there.
Yes.
Because she was already working. Yes. And even the thing about her is, even after she found out that her brother didn't kill him, she still was willing to have her brother killed so she could take over. And that's the part that I was like, why though? Why? Yeah, Ronald, it's okay. Like he's laughing. He says, so it's okay to spoil.
Yeah, that's a recap, baby. That's what we're doing.
It's a recap. Yeah. So the only thing is that when we're talking about one part and then there's a segment of a character that we didn't go over yet, I just say try not to say too much because you don't want to like not have nothing to say when we finally get to that character. But anyway, so you see what it says on there. Someone has to keep those F's in check. He's just a lot, and then remember what he did to the man in it was like his ex-professor and everything, and he beat him up in there, and then he killed the sheriff. But like this man was
still looking for him.
They just doing the most. He was doing the most. He should have never came to Chicago because he was ready to he would have been really bad for business. And I think that it was good that they got rid of him. And the fact that what was her name? Wendy. The fact that Wendy didn't want him to get killed. See, I was with Marty's plan. I liked his plan where we just need to tell him that it was his sister that was trying to kill him. So he could put the hit out on Camilla and she's not a problem anymore. That was the safest thing to do. Now look at everything that happened. And you know what I'm saying? Look at everything that happened. Ruth would have probably survived if they would have went with Marty's plan. But Wendy, oh no, we're not doing that. No, we're not going to give her the money, and we're not going to do this, and we're not going to do that.
She was doing too much, y'all.
Yo, that guy, when he went to go, Mel, when he went to go ask questions. Let's move on because I don't know if that I want to talk about that statement. I don't even know if I'm gonna remember. But as you can see, this is Wendy. So we're gonna just go right into Wendy. Moochie, you could start off with Wendy. Because I know you didn't want to.
She made me mad this whole series. She was just doing too much. And it just made matters worse. It just got them deeper and deeper. He could have went there. They could have ended up really turning on Marty when he went to Mexico and killing him.
Yeah.
And it was like she was kind of worried, but not really worried to me. She wasn't worried enough for me.
And then she felt like she could do everything. No, go ahead.
It was just like she just was doing too much. And then she kept going back to talk to him in jail. What's his name?
Omar? Omar?
Yeah, Omar. When she kept going back and talking to Amon, it was just like you everywhere. You just doing too much.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like Marty just let her take control.
Yeah. Before you finish, Moochie, Nunu says he was taking all the businesses out of his uncle's kids' names and having them put in his mother's name. This person is talking about Javi. Exactly. Javi and his mother had a plan going on.
Yeah, exactly.
They had a plan going on. So it was definitely smarter to go with Marty's plan. And I was wishing so bad because when he went up to the jail and he didn't say anything to Omar about it, I was really pissed off. I'm like, why the heck didn't you say nothing? You know, like every little thing that was going on, he just constantly had to go with what she freaking said.
But
it was
Omar
annoying.
Said he felt like he knew that the hit came from her.
No, that was after though.
Or when she mentioned, when she mentioned the thing, that's when he put two and two together. Yeah. When she started telling some story in the past about them.
Yep, like she was coming to say goodbye.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah, so that's how he put it together. But before that, he didn't know. And Marty had went up there to talk to him about something, and I was like, okay, this was your time to do what you were supposed to do. And he didn't do it because this chick in the foundation, everything is about the freaking foundation. And that's one thing that Ruth was saying too. Like, is this you talking or your effing foundation? You know? Oh my gosh. Hey, Inga. All right. So go ahead. Oh, did you wanted to finish saying anything, Moochie?
No, I'm good.
Go ahead, Nita. All about Wendy. How do you feel about this lovely chick?
Another complicated character. You know, I don't have much to say about her. I talked about her and her decision making and how she had to kind of do what, you know, she kind of had to stand in the gap. She had to kind of take the reins because Marty wasn't performing, you know, as much as he should have or whatever. But yeah, she did make a lot of tough decisions. She made some bad decisions too. I will say that a lot of the stuff with the political side and being hungry and power hungry and trying to do all that stuff. But like I say, you know, one person do it, it's okay. Another person do it, it's not okay. But that aside, you know, I mean, I saw some of the plays that she was making, and I won't say that all her plays were horrible. I can't really remember like what exactly went her way, and it was something that had to do with Omar and Camilla or something like that. Something kind of went her way and it worked out, but I can't really remember exactly what it was because she was doing so
that much. Was the takeover. It worked in her favor, but it didn't work in Ruth's favor.
No.
It was the takeover, like the whole situation where she brought, because remember Claire Shaw, she decided to work out a deal with Ruth after that whole situation happened with taking care of Javi. So she decided to work out a deal instead of going with the birds. She said she's gonna work with with Ruth, so don't call me no more.
Mhm.
And so, then she tries to be threatening Wendy, like, I'm just going to let you know that if I'm not happy, my people aren't happy. And I just hope you know what was going to happen if you don't, if they don't get what they want, this and that. And so then she met up with her and she told her, listen, we're going to have a meeting with Javi's mother, Camilla, and she brought her there and all that. And so it was kind of like threatening actions going on by Wendy's part. And she basically got what she wanted with that whole situation. So they made a deal with Camilla, and I guess they didn't work with what's her name again? Oh my gosh, the names.
The girl, the blonde
Ruth.
lady, right?
Yeah, Ruth. So that was what that was about. One of the ones.
I don't think it was against Ruth. I think it was against that blonde lady.
No. It didn't work in Ruth's favor in the end.
Oh, okay. I mean, well,
Yeah.
I don't know if Ruth had everybody's best interest in mind anyway. So I don't know. I'm not saying that Ruth's way or her way will be better or whatever. I think they're equal.
Well, it was about time for Ruth to be thinking about herself any daggone way.
But we're gonna talk about that. She was trying to go legit.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Ruth is gonna be our last person to talk about. So did you said you wanted to say something else?
Yeah, I wanted when they had that car accident, I was hoping she didn't get out.
Me too.
I was like, I hope she died.
Me too. I thought she was gonna be the only one left.
When they showed it in the initial beginning of the season, I thought the son was gonna die.
I was thinking one of the kids were gonna die.
You didn't see him get out. And then when they finally showed the actual car accident, I was like, oh, I hope she don't get out. And they was like,
yeah,
he was calling her Wendy.
I hated it all. And this is the scene where the Benitez is telling her, like, does God have to actually point at you to get your attention? Like, I believe that the car accident was your last warning. And when he said that, I was like, ooh, so that means that we gonna get a Wendy killing, aren't we?
I thought we was. Nope. Y'all.
Very disappointing.
Yeah,
very disappointing. So I wanted to talk about this scene right here because I like this shot and everything, because he's a priest, and normally in a confessional you don't see, and they have like a little veil or a door and everything, and then they're mostly facing the same kind of direction, but in this scene it's more of a it's a candid kind of confession, and it's a two-way confession. So she's saying all the stuff that she's going through and talks about her father and all this stuff. And then he also talks about how he had a relationship with his father. He hated him and he wanted to kill him, but he had to join the church in order not to kill his father. So I just kind of like this whole scene, just different things like that kind of just get my attention. And he was always trying to tell Wendy about God, but she was not trying to hear it, okay? That's why I was hoping she would have got hers. But that was the one disappointing thing about this whole series. So, all right. So what did you guys think about Ruth's father?
Ooh, John Boy from the Waltons.
Yeah, Nate. His name is Nathan, right? Or Nate, something like that. What did y'all think about him? You could start, Moochie.
I felt like he was just being a chameleon, showing the best side of him.
Mm-hmm.
Because Wendy just stressed how much of a bad parent he was.
Right.
And he was just hiding it really well.
Mm-hmm.
And Ruth got to see that side of him.
Yep.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Go ahead, Nita.
Yeah, I didn't fall for none of his shenanigans. None of that whole veil that he had up. I was not falling for any of that. Like, for some reason, I just did not like him off rip. I just don't know. I didn't like him. And it proved to be true. I kind of felt bad for him about what happened to his son. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, like, his son was where, why?
Yeah.
No, all of these things. Wendy, she didn't turn out to be that type of person because she had a great, great, great upbringing. Ben didn't turn out to be that way because he had a great, great upbringing. It was a lot of different factors. And sometimes you got to kind of look at the tree that they come from. And there you go. There you go.
Mm-hmm. So for me, it was kind of like I was waiting to see how everything was going to come out, because how everything was going to play out, because because of who Wendy was.
Mm.
So I'm like, okay, I believe Wendy at first, but as I see her and I see her lying to get what she wants and being manipulative and doing all of that, and I think there was something that she did where she did something, and I think she tried to be it wasn't the part where she was begging for him not to take the kids. It was something that she did, and it was totally phony. And I was like,
But when
yo,
she checked herself in at the hospital?
I know it was just, I forgot, but it was something so phony. And I was like, it could possibly be that she was the real terror as the kid. Not to say that, and then she could be lying about what her father did, but that's why I was thinking, okay, there's two sides of the story, but you can kind of tell by a lot of his little comments that he had some stuff going on with him too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And he was trying to say certain things. He tried to say certain things like, he was Ben, and all the problems he had, he still was the more stable one, just all of that. And like Nita said, when he met with Ruth, and she was saying he never liked blondes. He was telling her he didn't like blondes. He liked brunette. He was being a real jerk. And so Ruth did get to see it, which is funny because her and Wendy don't get along for nothing.
Exactly.
And so it's funny that she was able to see it. And I'm like, yeah, this dude is crazy. I could see why she's going through hell and high water not to make her kids go with her. Like, She was desperate. Like, I will freaking kill you before I let you take my kids with you. All right. And he was
however, y'all remember when he pulled out that box and it had the alcohol, it had the liquor in it, and then it had a gun in it. Did y'all think he was gonna kill himself?
No.
You didn't think so?
I think if anything, he would have drank himself to death, but he was trying to be such a goody when he was trying to keep his secret hidden. But once that alcohol hit, that bad side of him came out.
Yeah, but I thought he was just doing the alcohol thing to kind of numb it, so when he did it, it wouldn't phase him too much. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I was going with the whole thing. Yeah, it's a little dark, but that's
I feel like he one of those people that want to keep on ticking so he could just like make somebody else's life miserable. So I didn't think that. I mean, Wendy kind of said it too. Like you have all the money, you have this, you have everything you want. You just don't get to bother me. You know what I'm saying? You don't get to mess with me. So, there was a lot of things that I couldn't stand about Wendy, but there was some stuff that she was doing, and I was like, oh, I could see that part. Like, just different things. But we off this dude. So bye to Nelson. He finally got his. This is not this is just kind of like a little gloss over segment. Nelson got his. We had Rachel come back with that sniper action. I said, yes, girl. Yes.
She put some hot ones in him.
Yes.
Because he thought he was going to come there and be like the boogeyman and scare him.
Because that's what he always do. And it's always a scary thing when he shows up. Because he's been doing it ever since, he came on the scene. So, on the screen. So, yep. Bye. That was really scary though. Like you said, it's funny you said the boogeyman because it was kind of like a horror scene and she had to hurry up and I loved how Ruth knew. She knew what was up when she drove to that the precinct and then or the police station. I said precinct, the police station, and she came back out and saw he was going. She knew where he was going. Like, oh, he going to wait for me at my house, and I know Rachel was there, so let me call her. And it's not like. And the thing is, she's like, first she said go into the woods. And then when he was coming down the driveway, she's like, well, get on the trailer or I thought she said get behind the trailer. I guess that means get on top in their language, in their like country slang or whatever. I don't know. But she got on the top and then that's what she said, blow his head off. I was like, oh, shoot, they about to kill him for real?
Right. And that was a big diversion because I didn't think it was going to go down like that. I thought
that
he was a goner.
Yeah. Yes.
I thought she was a goner.
I was
and the
scared.
fact that she got the drop on him, I was like, oh my God. So it was a lot of surprises in there too.
Yes. So cheers to you, Nelson. Bye-bye. You're gone. Now our next segment is all about this freaking guy, Mel Saturn. He annoyed me so bad, guys, because he is a private investigator who he came, like we talked about a little bit earlier, is that he came to the birds to find Helen so that he can get her to sign the divorce papers. All of a sudden, he takes an interest in the case, in the Ben missing case and all of this, and start doing all this digging. And I was just like, how in the heck do you go from trying to get the divorce papers and be a PI for Helen's husband to investigating what happened to Ben? It was just, I was so, it just bothered me. It bothered me so bad because it's like you have nothing to gain by doing this. You know what I mean? It's just, I mean, maybe he thought if I could crack me a case, maybe they'll let me back on the force or something like that. I don't know. But he was an addict. So you could go ahead.
Went as far as getting him his job back in Chicago.
Yeah. So go ahead, Nita. You could, since you said he got on your nerves, honey.
Yeah, no, he just annoyed me. He was just like one of them thorns in your side. He just would never go away. It kept keeping my mind going. Like, what are you doing? What is your end goal? What do you want? And I kept on thinking that it was going to be some kind of twist that he was in on, because they just kept lingering and having him around. And I was just like, what is your purpose, dude? Are you just here to get on my nerves? Get on everybody's nerves.
The part that annoyed me most about this whole situation is that he was going and asking questions, and some of them were actually giving him the time of day. And it's like, I don't have to answer none of your questions. Like, you're not a cop. Get out of here. So bye. So it's like, that's the part that really annoyed the crap out of me. Like, Ruth, she really actually sat down with him and was talking and everything, and then he was all into the cookie jar, which we know the cookie jar didn't have no cookies in it because she used it as an urn, but it was just like, oh, get him out of here. But I did like the way Ruth was talking to him, like, get your own effing snacks, and she just she know how to brush stuff off, like, get your own snacks, like, all right, that's enough. But after a while, she kind of was telling him some things, but she still wasn't telling him enough. She just like, look, I know he used to pick up my calls, and the next thing you know, he wasn't. All right. So that's all I know. That's all I could tell you, And so, yeah, Inga said, I'm surprised no one killed the FBI lady. Yeah. I mean, I'm glad that she didn't get killed, but I just didn't like how she turned out to be. Did you want to say anything about this man, Mel? The bastard Mel. Moochie, or no?
He was annoying. But I thought that was her ex-husband, and he was trying to get her to sign the divorce papers when he first initially came.
Remember when he went to go see the husband? He was just a
regular private eye, so he wasn't.
Yeah, he was a regular private eye. He actually did go. He went to go meet up with the husband and said, I think that she's dead. I think that Helen is dead. I'm sorry, this and that. And you already know that Charlotte already went to the daughter, Helen's daughter, and she told her, like, your mom's dead. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so the daughter kind of knew it. And Mel was up in there talking to Helen's husband. And he was trying to push more, saying, I have a few leads. I think I can kind of do this and that and the third. And the daughter was like, no, Dad, leave it alone. Just leave it alone. And the reason why she said leave it alone is because Charlotte had already warned her, like, these people are dangerous. Your mom was with some dangerous folks. Don't say nothing. I tell you now, I promise you, leave it alone. I think she even told her that we're prepared to kill y'all if it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? Charlotte was a little bit
similar to that.
So that's why Helen's daughter was telling the father, no, leave it alone, Dad. Please leave it alone. So the father was like, all right, we're going to leave it alone. And I was so happy because I was like, good for you. Because Mel was trying to, get him to push to keep the investigation open. And that's why he left the whole Helen thing alone. And he just couldn't let go of the whole Ben situation. And it was just like, it was annoying. And going back to the whole Ben thing, they were talking. That was another reason why Marty lost it, because he was really pissed off about how she went and, kind of went with this whole search campaign with Ben, knowing daggone well he's dead. He knew it wasn't a good look. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it was like, what the heck is going on? So that's that. And then, we have the last scene where he comes up and he actually he actually breaks into their house, guys. Breaks into the freaking house, and he takes the little urn, the goat urn, and he's basically telling, oh, y'all don't get to win and all of that. And I really thought that this is how things were going to go down. And I'm like, well, who is he going to get to come back up or whatever? You know, I thought it was going to go down. Like, yeah, maybe they do need to go to jail. You know, oh, well, nobody's dying, so let them go to jail then. That's how I was looking at it.
Yeah.
But then we got Jonah coming through. After all we went through with this kid and this season and everything, he came through for his family at the end and was like, you getting blasted on.
Did Marty ever kill anybody in this series?
He ordered somebody killed.
Yeah, but he never actually pulled the trigger, right?
I don't think so.
Let me know, chat.
Yeah, I don't think so. But he was definitely messed up about ordering Arturo, especially when he found out he was innocent about that whole situation. All right, guys. So we are about to talk about hold on, guys. Could you just help me out a little bit? Moochie,
wait, you want me to go to the chat? All right. So Jonah is Wendy's part in Marty. It would be a great ending if they would have had Wendy shot instead. I agree. Because she needed to die. I thought she was going to die in that car accident. It came full circle with Jonah after he couldn't shoot the first FBI agent. Yeah.
Hold on, I'm catching up, y'all.
A lot of people saying he deserved to die.
Who, Mel?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, he deserved it. I was happy. I was like, yeah, go ahead, Jonah.
Inga said she's surprised nobody killed the black FBI agent.
Right.
I thought she might have died too. She was going to die too. I thought that too.
Yeah, I thought the cartel was going to actually get her.
I did. I thought that too.
Ronald said it would have been a great ending if he was shot Wendy instead. No, I don't like that.
No,
I just wanted her to die in the car.
To his mother?
Yeah.
Now, you know,
he ain't going to kill his mama.
I did think that somebody on the inside was going to kill, but I even thought it was going to be Wendy killing Marty or Marty killing Wendy. More so Marty killing Wendy, because she had did enough undermining and all of these things and all of this stuff. I thought, because you remember even Omar said, you know, your greatest threat is within inside, you know. Yeah. So when he dropped that, I was like, oh. So I'm like, kind of, then I'm seeing the friction and how they keep going at each other and how she keep undermining him. Then Charlotte was talking to him and everybody trying to tell him, you being a damn fool. So I thought Marty really was going to give it to Wendy, because she really deserved it from season 1, episode 1 with that affair.
I honestly thought that she was gonna get killed by Camilla. I really did. I thought she and I would have been so cool with that.
That would have been cool too.
Yeah, I would have been.
D Weave says, "Is it me or did Javi go out like Mecca?" Wait a minute, that's not what I wanted to say for D Weave. Hold on, this is the one. Wendy was the ultimate villain. Yes, he said. I agree with that theory. I don't know who said that. Did you say that, Moochie, that she was a villain?
Yeah, she was she sabotaged everything.
Yeah, she was. And this is the part that I was gonna say before, and I cut myself off because I wanted to get into the segment with Mel. When he was going around and he was asking all these questions and looking at video surveillance on highways, like this dude was doing a lot, okay? A lot. And he went to one of the local sheriff's office, and he saw, he spoke to one of the female officers, and she said, she basically was talking about Wendy, and she was like, yeah, she was aggressive with a smile. And I was like, that's very interesting. Like, that's a very interesting description, because that's really how she is. Like, she smiles a lot, but it's so frustrating to see it, because it's not genuine. It's very sinister. You know what I'm saying?
Just ready to say that
and I can't stand to see it. And I really wanted her to get murked, and it didn't happen. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Where they do that at? Where all of them survived at the end?
I
What?
thought she was going to
Right.
die in that car wreck. I really
That's
thought he
something
was going to be
new.
like, Wendy,
Yeah, well, when I knew it
and then
was
when
too
she got,
soon.
I was like, oh damn.
I felt like it was too soon. It was too soon for her to die. But when that priest Benitez said, "I feel like the car accident was your final warning," that's when I thought she was gonna get killed.
Exactly.
But it didn't happen. I said, "What the heck is going on?"
I felt like they kept foreshadowing it, and it
Yes.
just never happened.
Now look, someone did say there's a lot of things that's unanswered. Who knows? We might get another season.
Maybe we'll
I
get a
think it's gonna
movie.
be
I
a
don't want no
spin-off.
season. I don't want no
Oh,
season.
it might be a movie. They are doing that now.
Yeah. Star
Yeah.
Alexander says that same plastic smile, she even does it over the phone.
Mhm,
She sure
mhm.
does. Marty killed Ruth's uncle, right? Was he the one that kind of rewired, like he messed with the wiring? You might be right, Cinnamon.
Yeah,
I'm
because
not
that's
sure
what
if it
I
was
asked.
him.
Did he actually kill somebody like pull a trigger?
I think he messed with the wiring on the boat when it came to the uncles, but that's about that as far as my memory goes with that whole
No, I thought he
situation.
did that man in the basement that had the baby Zeke, or was that Zeke?
Oh, maybe that was it.
Was that the pastor guy? He
Yeah,
was like
they
he kill
said
him?
Star said she think Darlene killed the pastor guy. So I don't know, guys. I don't remember.
No,
It's
they
too
was
much.
down in the basement. I think it was like him or him, because the pastor guy was looking like he was coming after Marty, and Marty did it in self-defense. I don't think he did it like out of like he just wanted to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
He didn't want to. Yeah, so he probably did kill him. So we are going to move on because Jonah done came and saved the day. Now, my thing is, why did he do this? Maybe he's feeling like, look, my family's finally able to get out. We don't need nobody else coming through and doing this. So that's probably why he did it, because he probably felt like we're finally out the game or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
he
and
bought
also
too
maybe
much.
maybe he saw too that with Ruth kind of coming in there with the gun, because I think I believe he trusted Ruth. So if Ruth was sitting there, remember how she came there with the gun on? She had it on Nate, and she was like, well, you're gonna call them in here, you're gonna tell them that they're not going with you and all of that stuff. So if Ruth did that, I maybe feel like he might have felt like she had a reason for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not gonna do it for no reason. So whatever. So let's see what's next, because Ruth is next, guys. So go on ahead, Moochie, and do your roundup. How you don't want to say too much, but do your little thing about Ruth this season,
this
my
whole
girl.
season,
everybody put the R's in the chat for Ruth, because my girl
she was a
is
G.
gone.
She been handling her business with every role she take, this actress. And with this, I was with this, I felt like she handled her business up until the last minute, and then I like the fact that she was carving out her own area and getting her house built and everything. And I wanted to see how that was gonna turn out.
Yeah,
I really wanted to see how that was gonna turn out, because it was like she's been waiting to do this for years, and they sat up on top of that trailer and talked about doing stuff like this. Which it was to the point where she was talking to Wyatt about the whole thing when she was on the roof.
Why did it take so long to do that though? Like, she been had money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She been had money all this time, and she waited like to the last minute to do everything. And I don't know if it was because she was preoccupied fighting with the birds and trying to keep Wyatt safe, and she really didn't want him to be with Darlene. So it was just like everything, maybe all of that was coming at her. And then she realized how messed up Wendy is, but Marty, it seems like he cares. So that's what really pissed her off, because she felt like he cares. And if he would have really been sincere with everything, I think their partnership probably might have continued, but Wendy just messed up everything.
Yeah. Cameron, I think you're right. She did that. She messed up the wiring. I knew somebody messed with the wiring,
Okay.
but I couldn't remember. So
She
thank you
lost
so
her
much.
whole family.
She really did, and
She
it's
lost her
very
whole
sad.
entire family.
Except for 3, you know, he's the one, but who knows? We don't know. That's one unanswered thing. What's gonna happen with 3? You know what I mean? But
Right.
hey, so did you want to say something else?
Oh, and when can I go to where she gets? I was surprised that she got murdered.
Yeah, well, that's coming.
So I mean,
But
with that, I
you
like
could,
the way she brought the other girl in, and they got the business. I like the way she cleaned the record up. So she was really trying to turn over a new leaf with all of this going on.
right. Unfortunately. So yeah, that's coming. I just wanted you to do your little whole overall with Ruth this season. Go ahead, Nita. Your little overall thoughts on Ruth in this final season.
Yeah, she was like one of the underdogs of the series that you know, she's like the little train that kept, you know, that could, you know what I'm saying? She just kept on going and kept on going. And, you know, I really, really enjoyed her character. Very complicated. She went through a lot of grief, She had a lot of trauma that she had to process and stuff. And she kept going. And I really, really I liked her character a lot. The writers totally threw me off with the ending because I thought we were going somewhere with this. So
Yeah.
I was a little disappointed because, you know, she had like the most character development to me. But you know what? I don't take it back, but she was one of the ones at the top because I feel like the writers did a really good job developing all of the characters, especially your main characters, even down to the children. But I really like the way they developed her character and show how flawed she was and how complicated of a character she was, and still get you to root for her at the end of the day. And that's a hard thing to do, as you can see, you know, with certain people. Like certain people just don't want to root for certain people. Some people will root for other people. So, you know, it's kind of hard to kind of, you know, tie that line or go through that line and stuff like that. But I think the writers did a good job. And, you know, because I think she was a fan favorite, and she's a great actress. And
yeah, absolutely.
Rest in peace, Ruth.
Rest in peace, girl. Ronald said, I knew Ruth signed her certificate after killing Javi, but when they reminisce from Pete Rock and CL Smooth, I knew it was over for her.
Wow.
And we got her, Inga, her daddy and her uncles were a piece of trash. I didn't put that together. Star Alexander said her childhood, everything. I would like to see her success story. Exactly. I think they could have did a little better with her. And you know, you killed off Ruth, but you let this villain live. I didn't like that at all. But I want to talk more about that after. Chuck Scott, he said, no, there was another one I wanted to chat. Is kind of moving a little. Hold on. He said, Ruth was stupid. How do you think you can kill a mob boss with nothing happened to you and then think the birds were going to protect her when she kept on screwing them over with the casino? I mean, to be honest, she would have got away with it if the chick Claire didn't run her freaking mouth. Her problem was that she did it in front of Claire. Now, I think when it came to probably between Marty and Wendy, they wouldn't have said anything because, first of all, Wendy was the one that made the call. So she would have, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think they would have said anything. But that chick, she should have never killed him in front of that chick. So that was messed up. And I don't think she expected for nothing to happen to her. Look how she went out. She kind of went out like Stringer Bell. But we're gonna we're gonna move on. So have you guys ever noticed these? I'm sure you've noticed the title cards at the beginning of every episode. And so you have like these little pictures or icons in the O. And every one is it's very symbolic or significant about something that happens or something significant that happens in the episode. So I just wanted to kind of point this one out. And especially since we're talking about Ruth, because this was the episode called The Cousin of Death or something like that. And this was when she went on her little road trip. So obviously you could see where you got the kind of that road drawing down there on the right. bottom, you got the person in the hoodie up there, or that hoodie, and Ruth, she had that hoodie on the whole time. To the left, you got the urinal, and that's when Javi tore that man up, his ex-professor, in the bathroom, and had his face all in the urinal. And then you got the big old cat right here, right? You got the big cat on the left side on the bottom, and that's when she was hallucinating, and she saw them bobcats, the two bobcats walking, across the street, and I was like, what the heck is going on? So, it was like I had to try to dig into it a little bit. And so I was reading how somebody put that the hallucination that, she keeps on, the hallucination represents the fact that she keeps reminiscing about the past, right? And then also how she set a couple of these bobcats free in season 2, right? I guess they were ensnared by her uncle's thing or something like that. So I just wanted to touch base on that because, like I said, I like these little things right here, these kind of interesting things, the title cards and just certain scenes and all that stuff. So now after this chick gets, I'm sorry, not this chick, Wyatt gets killed, she's bugging out. She wants all kinds of information. I need answers. I need you to tell me where to find Harvey. She was not playing. Now, the one thing that I said about Wendy that I agreed with was when she told, remember, because she was trying to give Ruth up. Don't you think we need to tell Javi that she wants to kill him? And Marty was like, no, I'm not going to get her killed. You know what I'm saying? And then he was like, how do you, like, she don't even know how he look. And even if she did know how he looks, how's she going to get to him? And she was like, all this time and you don't understand people's wills. And I was like, she right about that. Like, people got a strong will, especially the way she felt about Wyatt. Are you kidding me? She was going to get to that man. And y'all already know she went and she got all the information she needed. And that's how she went on her little road trip. And she was listening to all her music. And I think I got this scene for you, Moochie. So you could take it away. This is when she was in the coffee shop and she saw Killer Mike and they was talking about the Illmatic like, and all that. Listening to? Go ahead, because you from Queens and they was talking about Queens.
She's like, I'm listening to Nas, and he was like, that's a banger. So it is Queen Gold Day.
I just love how they was analyzing everything. And like she was saying, it sounds like he misses it and he hates it at the same time or something that we're saying. And then he kind of chimed in and was like, yeah, it's crazy because when I listen to that album, his projects is overlooking, like you could see Manhattan. And it almost feels like, I forgot exactly what he said, but he said it feels like it's a teaser,
like a trap and an escape at the same time.
Yeah, it was some like it said. I think he said something like it was a tease, or I forgot. I wish I could remember, but he was basically saying that it's almost like it's not really like it's kind of like
attainable.
No, it was like the way he was saying it was like it's a tragedy that he can see Manhattan from where he was, but like he can't get to it or something like that. But I really wish a lot of times I like to do the quotes, guys, and I didn't. Speaking of quotes, the one quote that I did have and I didn't share it was when Wendy said, I don't need to trust her, we just need to use her and we will. And this is what she said to Marty when he was pissed off about bringing on Camilla. I kind of forgot that because she's a user. That's all she's ready to do. And that's why I thought that should have came back and bit her in the freaking behind. But it didn't. Oh, well. Sleep is the cousin of death. Yep. Nas, New York State of Mind. Yep. So that's the scene. So now we know we get to the whole situation where we talked about Claire Shaw. She ran her mouth because Camilla told her, listen, I will rip you from the downstairs to the, up to them breastises, okay?
To the tutor.
Yep. And so she's like, if I find out that you lied, I'll forgive you this one time. But after tonight, if I find something else out, you will be dead. But how could she find anything out? That was my thing.
But she intimidated her. She was scared once she saw.
Of course.
She shouldn't have said nothing.
She intimidated us, so of course, and she told them, look, don't you even look over here. I know this girl's close to you. Don't you try to warn her. I'm gonna kill that whole family. She told the guy to come over and told him, look, if you even see them looking over at those kids, you better kill you. No, she didn't even say kill. She
already know.
He already knew. Yep, he already knew. So I was like, I told you this woman was gonna be freaking ruthless.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
That's what to me, that's all Wendy's fault. She orchestrated all of that and didn't think of what could go wrong with this person.
That's why I said the choice that Marty was saying to tell Omar about the hit, say it was Camilla, so that he could do what he has to do, and it would have eliminated her.
Yep.
She was a threat and Javi was a threat. Kill them both and that's it. There's nobody that was going to come back for vengeance or anything. It was just so stupid for them to really sit, think, not even them, her, to really think that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I guess it came to this whole the SDN list or whatever the heck list that was. I don't even know if I'm saying the right thing, but and then she,
DNS?
No, it was like a
SDN?
Yeah, something like that. It was just started with an S, but that was the list that they wanted to remove Omar off of so that he can, get out of prison and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But did you want to say, and this is I have on here, this is when, Ruth is leaving. She decides to leave early and she pulls up and she sees there's a vehicle there. Nobody's in the vehicle. And I have here that Ruth succumbs to the Langmore curse because that's what they always talk about. And she always talks about that. And it's just really sad how they all of them got killed except for 3. Everybody was killed. So I'm like, oh my gosh, this is sucky. I almost thought that she wasn't, I almost thought that she was going to let her go because the way she was talking, I was thinking, well, she might respect the balls on her. You know what I'm saying? But she just was really quiet.
Like, look, not killing my son.
Yeah, she was really quiet. Like, just keep on talking your trash. And that was that. But go ahead, Moochie, if you wanted to talk about this last scene. Well, not the last scene, but.
I was just shocked that I didn't want her to die. I thought she was going to be able to build her place and do her stuff. But once somebody's talk about going straight and being legit, they always end up getting off.
Mm-hmm. All the time.
I thought they was going to let her live because everybody in her family died, though. I really did.
Yeah, that I didn't. Like I said, I don't like this whole thing. I really don't like it. But it is what it is. Do you want to add something, Nita, before we get out of here?
No, I'm good. I think she did enough. She earned her death, I believe.
Okay.
Okay.
She did earn her death, but I still didn't want her to die.
I mean, like I said, people root for who they want to root for. But like I said, she did what she did. But some people like her. I don't know.
No, you didn't like
her. I wanted to see a spinoff with her. I really did because I thought that they had built her so much that we could move forward. And she was so young. Come on, Wendy's her foot is almost in the ground. Come on. We could have had something more interesting with Ruth because I think she was a fan favorite and stuff like that. But like I said, I felt like she earned her death and it's okay.
Yeah, well, a lot of people earn their death. They ain't die.
She should have got it.
Yeah, everybody earned their death. They ain't freaking die though. The heck going on? That's the part that freaking pisses me off. Well, she earned it, and so did the dude that killed her cousin. He earned it more than her. She didn't really earn her death. She was doing a vengeance off of an innocent person who got killed. What's his name? Did not need to get killed. He did not need to kill Wyatt. So that was innocent, and I don't feel like Ruth earned her death because she was killing somebody.
I'm not talking about that particular instance.
When she rolled up there and saw that he was dead, I knew she was gonna go on the warpath.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That was inevitable. I knew that was happening.
Yeah. So, it's up a lot of. I guess it's up for a debate with certain things, and Ruth was just trying to pave her own way. And, she tried to take over the casino and all that stuff when she got an inheritance from Wyatt. And I wasn't mad at her because I felt like, like she said, that time when she was telling Claire, do you know what these people are and how they'll ruin things for you? They stole people's businesses. They had people killed. They'll make you feel like, they're doing you a favor, or if it doesn't work out, it'll be better the next time. And, all of this stuff. So I felt bad for her, huh?
I'm sorry. That was my
No.
computer.
Oh, I felt bad for her because I'm like, she just really, at the end of the day, Marty was like a mentor to her. And he did not really kind of like, I don't know, I guess take care of her the way I felt like he should have. I know he tried, but it didn't work out like that.
Right.
He did tell her, Chuck was saying he did tell her to get out, but she didn't leave. And she should have, because that's what she was trying to do. She was trying to leave with Wyatt. And so it's like, if you know that you killed this man, you needed to leave. But at this point, she probably feeling like, I don't even care if I die. But she shouldn't have felt like that because she still had 3 to look after. So I don't know, honey. Yeah, Karen Jones said she tried to get Wyatt to leave, but he didn't want to abandon the baby. Right. We spoke about that, like when we talked about who were we talking about? Darlene. We talked about Darlene
really
first.
thought she was going to talk her way out of it.
Mm-hmm. So one thing I wanted to point out before we end, because we've been on here for an hour and 35, is that the mother, Camilla, Javi's mom, she shot Ruth in the chest.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering why she shot her in the chest and not the head. And then we go back to Javi, and he shot Darlene in the chest and Wyatt in the head. And it made me wonder, is there some kind of rule in the cartel where they don't shoot women in the head? Because he didn't have no problem blowing Wyatt's head off. And I think he shot the sheriff in the head too. I don't really remember, but I think he blew his head off. So it made me think, I'm like, maybe it's a cartel rule. You know what I mean? Don't shoot when you kill women, don't shoot them in the chest or whatever. I don't know, but I tried to look it up, guys. And you know how sometimes you try to look something up and a whole bunch of other crap comes up on there. I was like, I don't got time for that, but I'll just point it out in the chat. But that is something that I realized. So that was that. Or maybe that was just the writer's preferences, let them get shot in the chest. Who knows? Anyway, guys, that is the end of our Ozark season 4 series finale recap. Yes. What do you guys have going on for this week coming up, Moochie?
I got We Own the City and 61st Street.
Yes. And what about you, Nita?
Okay, I still got Real Housewives of Atlanta and P-Valley season 1 coming up, and Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Okay. Awesome. Ronald said Omar killed the one lady with a shot to the head right in front of Marty, and yeah, that is true. They shot Helen in the head, so that's true.
Yeah.
Maybe that was Javi and his mother's own rule. Who knows? Or like I said, maybe it was the writers. Don't know. Yeah. Anyway, so for me, I have what's coming up. The next thing that's coming up for sure is the Wire season 2 episode number 1. We're on season 2, and then also I have to do the season finale for Atlanta, and that'll be that. So that's right, Cinnamon. She did earn many deaths, and she did not get it.
That's
and
why
it
I
was
understand
really?
why she
From many
didn't
different
die.
people. Look, she could have got it from all directions.
Yeah. Yeah, good point, Miss K. Ruth didn't care what happened to her after she cleared her name. Right. And remember what she said? She was like, what? That's why I said she went out like Stringer Bell, because she was like, you gonna do this or what? Stringer Bell was like, well, get on with it, mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, standing around.
She like, I know I'm gonna die, so
yeah, so do it. Like, get it over with. What the heck? So that's how it went. And I said, okay, let me find out. They took a little page out of The Wire. All righty, guys. Okay, Little Rock, good night. Everybody have a blessed week.
All right, good night, everyone.
Take care. Bye-bye.